Hello, welcome back to the Ironman WoW Challenge with me, Ironman Sheps. So you join us down in the southern half of the Southern Barrens. We're finishing off the quests here. We're pretty much almost done. There you go, we've actually just got the achievement there for finishing it off. But before we do that, we've got a couple of other little quests to do. I mentioned in one of the previous episodes that there's in vanilla there was the Shady rest in here, and I was wondering if the quests were still in the game. They are, so that's good, because they're a good little quest line, and one of the things I'm hoping to see is whether they've been updated, because for vanilla they kind of just ended. If you're Alliance or Horde, they just ended in the middle of nowhere. There was three, I think there might have been more quests in vanilla, but there's now 3 quests you can pick up as you inspect evidence at the site of the inn that's been burnt down, and we're trying to figure out who's burnt it down. So it always seemed a little bit odd that as Alliance and Horde you'd be concerned about who burnt it down. So I want to see if those quests still just end in the middle of nowhere, whether they actually reach a resolution. But before that, we're off into this Baildon fortress. This is another one of those kind of barren zones as well, and this base layout exists a couple of places in the game, but there was never any kind of. The quests here were pretty rubbish, to be honest with you. It's just go in and kill a certain amount of people, and there was a guy in that tent down there. I think on Horde that would give you quests. Now he's a rare NPC that wasn't popping up on my NPC scanner. But I spotted him anyway and slaughtered him, so that's good. And we've got a quest to go in here, and we've got a guy who's infiltrated the base. And we've got to go and find him and also kill some people. Pretty standard fare. So again, I'm pretty cautious about this though, because it's quite tight, confined spaces, and we've got guys who are rushing in, and also. Yeah, basically I just want to make sure I don't take too much damage. But here's the guy who's he's sabotaged himself away in the kitchen, disguised as a piece of cheese, which I think is pretty awesome. Just goes to show you how stupid the Alliance are if they didn't even see him. Okay, so what he wants us to do is find some schematics, as is always the case in this kind of layout of fortress. It's always on the bottom floor in the basement. So let's go down and do that first, and there he is. Let's kill the officer, and the guy that we had to kill there had a pretty awesome name as well. His name was Haggis Boat Murder, which I think is probably the most Scottish name I've ever heard that doesn't have muck in there. But I imagine if there was a Scotsman with a boat, he would be called Haggis Boat Murder. It's a pretty impressive name. So at this point we've found the schematics. What we're trying to do is find some mortar shell that's being fired from basically the fortress is a big cannon, so we're trying to find what it's firing, and we're gonna wire it to blow, and then we're gonna do a runner. So at this point I really have no idea where it is in here, so I'm trying to find it, and I'm wary of the fact that about now things at the front are going to be respawning, and the quest says once you found it you've got to quickly get out. So I'm starting to panic. I'm looking around, I can't find it anywhere. And of course we have to go slowly and just make sure we've killed these guys, and don't want to take any damage unnecessarily. But it's not down there either, so let's continue the search. And oh, there it is. Okay, so let's set that off. And all the alarms are now going off, so I'm like, shit, let's get out. Oh my god, things have respawned. As long as things haven't respawned, we should be okay. Oh my god, the whole place is going to blow. Get to the exit. And things have respawned, so I'm like, okay, right, let's get these killed. Let's and then we cut to a cutscene. Thank God. And you see me walking out there doing the old cool men never look at explosions. That's pretty cool. And then we end up back at camp. I like that quest. That was good because that zone, the Beldun Fortress, was really rubbish and dull in vanilla. So that is something they've definitely improved. Okay, let's get back on it again. And I think we're going to head further south into the Barrens now. There's Mankirk is down here. I'm not really sure what the fascination is with Mankirk. I know he's kind of a very famous character. I don't understand what that is. Or why that is, because I didn't really enjoy the Barrens that much in vanilla. They were really, really dull, so I tried to stay clear of them whenever possible, levelling on the Horde. So we're finding him, he's hiding with a big flag on. And the quest he gives us isn't giving us a massive amount of XP, and I think it's a green quest. So at this point I'm thinking, well, you know, Barrens is... Oh, hang on a minute, that's all changed down there, but this quest is all looking pretty dull. And all I'm doing now at the minute is just checking to see if there's any rare spawns around here quickly, see what's going on. And I noticed this mine which didn't used to be here. And I can't see any quests to do anything in here, or even any mobs at all, so... I think this must be an old Alliance quest or something. So, finally checking this little base out up here, see if there's any rare spawns. There's not, so we're going to head back. In fact, I think we cut it here. And I'm going to head off to Dustwallow Marsh now and do the quests there, because that's a lot more interesting. But yeah, generally in retrospective, the Barrens, Northern and Southern, they've got some changes in them, and some of them are quite interesting, but there's still a lot of old content there, and it's not... I don't know, I don't really think they've done a massive improvement of it. I guess the biggest thing they've done is splitting it into... and that's probably, for a lot of people, that will make a big difference, because it doesn't seem like as soon as you get to the Barrens you've got this massive long slog for 20 levels, or whatever it used to be. But and it was quite slow paced as well, and that's all going to change now. We're going to Dustwallow Marsh, and as you will see, I'm going to put it in fast forward again, but as you see, we're going to pick up like 1 billion quests. We've got a lot to do in this zone and a lot to get through. Okay, I'm going to put this on fast forward because there's a lot, like I say, there's a lot to get through, and it's I don't know, this hasn't changed that much, this zone, so there's if you're familiar with it, if you've done this previously in vanilla, well, they did revamp it since the actual release, but if you've done it since the revamp, I don't think there's a lot that's actually new here. So I'm just handing in the Shady Rest Inn quests now, and the guy that we hand those in to gives us 4 quests. Spending ages actually just picking up quests. Takes too long, man, takes too long. Okay, there's the map with all the quests on it. There's quite a lot, they're all spread out, and we're actually going to head over to the Hermit first, because I know for a fact he gives us some more quests. And the way I figure it, we'll get that side of the map done first, and we'll work our way around. Some kind of method to the madness. So let's head off and do that. But before we even start, we come across some thermal infiltrators, so we need to kill 9 of those. So I don't really know exactly where these are in relation to other quests, so I thought, as I've just stumbled across them, I may as well do them. That sounds a bit wrong, doesn't it? Kill them. That doesn't sound any better, but you know what I mean, we'll get that quest done first. And they're all kind of out on their lonesome, so... what I did there is I just turned the environment detail down, because this zone with the low-hanging trees is a little bit awkward to actually see stuff. The grass can actually get pretty thick, so sometimes things will get hidden in those. Okay, the Hermit's house. Oh, I do like it in fast forward, it does get there a lot quicker. First quest he gives us is to collect some frogs for frog eye soup or frog leg soup or something. And whilst I'm doing that, these kind of ghosts and husks are in the way. I don't want to kill too many of those, because I know for a fact we have to do those in a subsequent quest, and I'm not sure if it's the one directly after this or what, but we'll get those. Oh, there's a quest inside it, which I didn't even notice, and one there as well. See, we're getting more quests. We don't need any more quests. I don't know what my quest log is looking like at this point, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's gonna get full up soon. But yeah, these husks and things, when you kill them, sometimes the spirit of what they used to be will come out of them, and it will tell you a bit of information about what killed them. And essentially what they're saying is something bad has happened, and it's going to happen again, hinting that it's going to happen to us, which doesn't bode well. But I think we'll be fine. We've got criticalism, he'll protect us. Okay, so just killing a few more of these for that information. Need 2 more, I think. And they're pretty spread out. They're all over this kind of that part of the map there. So if you ever run out, there's always some just around the corner. And the next thing, we need to collect these plants. There's a fair amount of them, and you don't get a lot of people doing these quests anymore, so it's not like you're going to be fighting to take the plants off other people. And 1 more, and then we can head back. But before we do that, I figured we've got this quest here at this guard tower, so we'll do that first. There's a lot of guards to kill, but that's not a problem. Shouldn't be a problem anyway. As is always the case, if you just slowly pick them off. We can take 2 or 3 at once, that's fine, but not a 4th one. So I do a runner. Cat's about to die. I've decided to just leg it at this point. Probably shouldn't keep aggro on that guy. But that's the usefulness of feign death. If you ever get in trouble, just run away a little bit and then feign death, and it's all good. It's the best thing about being a hunter. Well, there's so many awesome things, but it's one of the cool things about being a hunter. So now we know there's that guard patting around. We'll take him out separately. There's a guy there to kill. We've done one part of the quest, which was to rescue the blood elf that's been captured. But so we've done that bit. The next bit, which I didn't realise, is actually on top of the tower. So I need to go back in and sort that out. Guess the problem here is line of sight. Our pet can go in, but sometimes we won't actually be able to shoot the mobs because they'll be, like I say, out of line of sight. Again, at this point I'm trying to be quick because we want to get the stuff killed before everything respawns at the bottom, and this guy already has. I think we've got another couple outside that have as well, but we can sort them out pretty sharpish, and then to do a runner off back to the hermit's hut. Okay, so it looks like he's made something that we can put on the end of the dock, and it's going to lure out whatever has been killing people. So let's do that. And it looks like it's pulled something out of that hermit guy. Okay, what is it? It's gone over here. I do remember doing this quest, but I can't remember what it was that appears. And it's some kind of... Isn't that the Horde flying mount? I don't know. But anyway, we're going to kill it. Looks like a bad man. But more importantly, Criticalism's going to kill it. And we're just going to get a couple of shots in his face. Pretty simple.
With honor, friend.
But that's just done for this episode. There's still a lot to do in this zone, a lot. So I think we're going to be here for at least another episode. Look at how many quests we've got. Oh, it's ridiculous. And when we go back to Brackenwall Village, I think we get some more quests to do. And there's at least a few more quests to do right where we are now, and also there's another quest hub in the south. So, oh man, but it's good XP, so I'm not really complaining. It's just not my favourite zone to get around because of the low-hanging trees and lots of water and whatnot. So at this point I'm just trying to figure out what's best to do to continue, seeing where the quests are that we've got to do. He actually wants us to kill some spiders up in the north west, so we're going to go and do that I think next. But first off, we're going to Hearthstone, and I think I take a break here because I've been playing for about an hour at this point. It's always good to have a break, kids. You know, walk about, stretch your legs. Most patronising person ever. Okay, well, I'll see you next time. We'll continue on with these quests, and yeah, stay tuned.